Hey everybody, Double P here and welcome back. So in today's training session, we're going over AEHR in today's trade. And as you can see here, this has been a day trade that we set up in the early morning and I sent out to my list. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to kind of go over and show you exactly why this trade was so profitable. But the first thing I'm going to do is let's get everything out of the way. So obviously I have to blur out my information here because I don't want to violate my terms and services with my broker. So just got to blur out my account, but you can see there it's real time and it's today's date. It's Friday, September the 24th. Around 1:54 Eastern Standard Time. And if you're wondering, hey, well, why does it say partially delayed data there? I mean, no problem. We can come over here and you can see it right here. Stock is in real time, and I'll come down here so you can see it. MX, NASDAQ, New York Stock Exchange, all real-time fees that I'm getting. Equity options is also real-time. And then we got futures and Forex, futures and futures options. I don't understand futures and futures options, so I don't trade them, so I don't need the data turned on for that particular instruments or those particular instruments because I don't trade them, I don't understand them. And then you have Forex is in real time, and then you have other equities. So everything is there in real time, no shenanigans, no funny business. We do live trading pretty much whenever we trade every day in the marketplaces. So that's how we set that up. So let me come over here so that you can see why I traded this stock today. So let me come over here so you can see it on this screen. So it's a big one, then I'll just go back and then you can kind of see what's going on. As usual, what we want to do is I looked at the low of the day and the previous close and looked at the high and I looked at the catalyst. There was a catalyst for this position here. So let me just go down here so you can see the catalyst here. Let's go over to live news. So you'll see why there was a catalyst, and the catalyst today or this morning was they had earnings, right? So we all know that when a company has earnings, one or two things are going to happen. Either the market's going to react positive to the earnings and the stock is going to get a little bit of momentum. Retail investors, institutional investors, hedge funds, money managers, etc., are going to be looking at the stock a little bit more favorably. And if they've been holding their positions, they're going to either add to their positions and retail flow is going to come in and that's going to add to the positions, which is going to create a little bit of a gamma squeeze per se. Or what's going to happen is if there was retail investors that were holding the stock down, like they were shorting it, or institutions that were shorting it, and they're looking to press the stock down, well, obviously now what's happening is they're going to be in for a little bit of a gamma squeeze, right, on that side of the equation as well. So the stock is going to move up once again because now people are buying stock, right? So if we come over here, let's just go over here to the option chain. You'll see what I'm talking about. Let's close that down there. So let's just come over here. So today's option statistics, we'll just figure this out. We have implied volatility of 141.27% implied volatility. That's a lot of volatility. We come over here to the call sizzle index. The call sizzle index is 11.95, which means it's trading the last previous 5 days. It's trading 11 times the volume that it's been trading the last 5 days. We look at the put side of the equation, which is what I'm talking about when it comes to the gamma squeeze. The put sizzle index is 26.74, which means for the last previous 5 days, 26.74 times the put volume is being traded today over the last previous 5 days. That's a ton of volume, right? But then you look at here, you see the trade analysis right here. You see the total contracts being traded right now presently is 38,000 contracts, option contracts. 8,700 were puts, and you got 30,000 that were calls. So you're gonna get a squeeze, right? Especially after earnings. Earnings is the catalyst. Then you have the implied volatility is off the charts. Then you have 11 times the call option. Then you have 26 times the put option. That's a recipe for if you're on the wrong side of the trade, you're going to get torched. If you're on the right side of the trade, you're going to get rewarded. So that's why I looked at this today and I said, you know what? I'm going in here. I'm going in here for a trade. So let's map out our support and resistance. So I mapped all this out earlier on. So I'll map it out for you again off of the low and off of the highs. So we come over here. Give me a second here. Let me get my trading tool over here. Price action. Remember, we always map out support and resistance using price because price is king. We got price, we got volume, we got implied volatility. That's going to dictate where our trade is going to go. So we map it out. The 3-bar play here. Let me map that out again. Sorry. And then we have another one right here. Then we have a whole bunch of consolidation, which you can see I've mapped out. Then we have, these were the highs originally right here. And you see it was, let me finish this. Let me finish mapping everything out first. So let's take a look at this right here. This is the beginning of the trend on the 5-minute candle, right? And then we have right here, we have resistance. So you have a little cluster here of resistance. That was at 1544. Then the stock took off with this candle right here in that 5-minute time frame. Then you have a bunch of resistance right up here. These were the highs right here, and it started trading in a box. So what we had is it touched the high of 1634 one time, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, right? Right there, right there, right there, and it broke through it, but it tagged it. So that was the resistance, and it tagged it so many times, and you'll see it with the volume, right? You'll see it with the volume right here. You'll see all the volume play, and you'll see it on the momentum, on the Sunday momentum oscillator right here, and then you see it here on the MACD. This stock was going to bust through. So it was going to bust through 1634. So I took my position. So let me show you when I took my position, and I sent it out to my group. So as you guys know, I have a trading group, and my guys are doing awesome with this trading group. So you'll see here at the time I sent this out was 1040. I sent out the exact trade I'm taking, the exact strike price, the exact date, the exact option, a strike price that I'm taking for the call option, why I'm taking the call option, which is I just explained everything to you, why I'm taking the call option, because of the volatility, because of the news catalyst, because of the price action, because of the volume, right? This is a gamma squeeze, right? I'm looking for plus 40%, and I tag it with a minus 10%. Now, obviously, you see I got out here, I sent out my text alert, I finally got out of the position, and there was my profit, $2,625, exiting out of this position. But we can get into that at the very end of the video. So let's see here again. Let's look at 1040. So let's go over here and look at 1040. Let's see where 1040 is. So you can see exactly when I get myself set up for the position. So 1040 was right here. That's when I set myself up for the position on a 5-minute candle. I was on the 1 hour chart, and I dropped down. Sorry, I was on the 15-minute chart, dropped down to the 5-minute chart. The 5-minute chart gives me the setup that I'm looking for. And then I enter on the 5-minute chart. I start trading on the 1-minute chart, and then that's when I take my position. So you can see I took my position right here, and then right here is my stop out, right? Because here's the high, right? So it tagged it in this area right here, and it was trading in a box. So that's when I decided to get into the trade. And this is my stop out, right? My stop out's 1544. Well, actually, it's not that low because it's 10% of the option trade that I'm taking. So let's go over to the actual option side of things. So when I map this out, my 10% is roughly right around here. 255 is the absolute stop out for me. But if it dipped below 235, I knew just because the way the candles were moving, the way it was forming, and the way it was moving up in price action and volume and implied volatility, I knew because of the setup, the way everything was moving, that it was gonna be trading in a box. It's gonna break through, but it's gonna shoot right back up, which is exactly what it did. Now you can see here. Let me just lower this down. You can see here that my profit, my top out of profit was $3.18 for the actual option position, which is the call, right? That was like 40% for me, right? And you see it hit here, the high of 312. That's pretty much when I got out. So I knew the maximum amount that I can make for today in this intraday trade that I was doing was when it hit the high like that, and it hit the high over here. I knew shortly thereafter that, okay, it's time for me to get out on the high or shortly on the high when it's coming back down, which is exactly what I did. Made my profit in and out, end of story. So I hope you guys like this training video today. I hope you can see how we map everything out, how we do everything over here at the Platinum Traders. If you're super interested, you'd like to learn more about the Platinum Traders, first of all, smash the video, like the like button, subscribe, definitely subscribe to the video. Please, send it to your friends. Let them know that, we have a really good group here led by their newbie general. I've been doing options for a couple of years now, but I keep it very, 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 very low key. But I'm going to start coming out. Like I said, this is all free live trading on this channel. You're going to see it every time that I trade, which is pretty much every day that we trade. I'm going to show you how we get into positions, how we look at positions, how we look at mapping out our profit and our stop loss, our support and our resistance using price action, right? And then I'm going to get into stuff like the Fibonacci retracements, Fibonacci extensions. I'm going to get into a little bit more indicators, but for now, we're going to be really focusing on price action, volatility, volume, and catalyst. Those four things will really dictate what you do on an intraday time frame, on an intraday basis, and how you do a momentum scalp trade or an intraday momentum option scalp trade, which is what we do over here at Platinum Traders. And then you get to see the fruits of the labor, the fruits of the work in live time, real time. You get to see everything that we're doing. So with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, everybody. Over and out. Check you soon.